Already I got sleeping in the night. Even if this
Not only for 1 or 2, for
stretch and stretch.
Yes. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Jaya Gopi Janavallabha
devotees. We are very fortunate to have His Grace Jagannath Priya Prabhu among all of us today. When Prabhu told me he's coming here on Friday, I just took the opportunity to invite him for this and he readily accepted. So thank you so much. Most of you know him, but those who do not know, Jagannath Priya Prabhu has been practicing Krishna consciousness for more than 25 years now. And he has been preaching primarily in Mumbai, in Thane area, where he has created a very large community. And with his efforts and all that, now there is a wonderful temple which was inaugurated just about a month ago. Very beautiful temple has come up. So we can see his sincere efforts and how he involves all the community and help them grow in the spiritual path. And we are one of them because he helped us in our spiritual journey. We connected to him in ISKCON. And now he is guiding us throughout our lives. So very grateful to him. He is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. And he travels all over the world to preach Krishna conscious and bringing all the devotees on this path. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. So let's welcome him by loudly chanting 3 times. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Brahmayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sarana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padha Sarana Lalita Shri Shakanitamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna. I'm grateful to all the devotees here to give me an opportunity to do satsang this evening. I'm grateful to Jagannath Krishna Prabhu and Shri Radhika Mataji, whom I have known since more than maybe 15 years or so. They were very sincere couple doing a lot of services there back in Thane and very nicely engaged here, also trying to spread Krishna consciousness in some manner to their best capacity. So nice to see and nice to meet all of you. Once again, I'm seeing some new faces and I'm also seeing many familiar faces also. So it's good. I was told to speak something on Ramayana because it has the month of Chaitra is specifically where Lord Ramchandra appeared. Also it is the birth of Hanuman also happens during the same period. So this month is all about Lord Ram. one of our acharyas, he said that these two personalities, Ram and Krishna, are so attractive. You can, when you get little tired hearing about Krishna, then you start hearing about Ram. So you can spend your entire life like that. One flavor, another flavor. But those two flavors are very complete and they complement each other so well. So, I was given this shloka, chapter 1, Canto 1, chapter 12, and text number 19. This is what you are discussing, right?
Yeah. Yes. But you can choose whatever you.
Yeah. So I'll read the translation to this and I'll read some other shloka which is also connected. Okay? And I was surprised that your discussion on Bhagavatam is also bringing to Lord Ram only. So the translation is followed as follows. The learned Brahmana said, O son of Pritha, this child shall be exactly like King Ikshvaku, the son of Manu, in maintaining all those who are born. And as for the principles, as for following the Brahminical principles, especially in being true to his promise, he shall be exactly like Ram, the personality of Godhead, the son of Maharaj Dashrath. So this is about Parikshit Maharaj. So as you know, Srimad Bhagavatam is the discussion between Shaunaka Muni, Shaunaka Rishi with Sutta Goswami, Shaunaka and the Rishis with Sutta Goswami. And they are asking the questions because Shaunaka Rishi was there, Sutta Goswami was there in the discussion between Parikshit and Shukdev. So they asked him that, what did you hear there? So the pastimes of Lord Ramchandra come in the 9th canto, but very briefly. Because Parikshit, because Shukdev Goswami tells to Parikshit that you already may be knowing a lot of Ram and you must have heard a lot of Ram from many others. So I will only briefly speak about it. So if someone has this question, why there is not elaborate discussion of Ram in Bhagavatam? There is so much of Krishna and like Narsimha is there. Vaman episode is there, but compared to the whole drama of Lord Ram, the proportion of what is being described is very less in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Shukdev Goswami assumes that Parikshit already knows about him. That means Ram would have been so popular during those days also. Right? Yes. Ram ke baare mein everybody knows. Like that. Everybody knows about Ram. So I will just give brief. Like that Shukdev Goswami tells to Parikshit. So there is a brief discussion. So there is a very interesting verse which comes about Lord Ram. So we will discuss something on that. I will just give you some very brief snippets of how Ramayana is constructed so that it will arouse your interest to know about Lord Ram and Ramayana. I won't speak anything on Ramayana specifically or even Lord Ram specifically, but just how the whole thing is constructed. So let us read this verse. Purusho Rama Charitam Shravanir Upadharayan 9.11.23. 9.11. Sorry. Also please excuse me, I just got a little bit of cold this morning only.
Hot water.
Yeah, you can do. Is this what?
Hot water.
This is hot.
Okay. Purusho Ramacharitam Shravanir Upadharayan Andrishamsya Parorajan Karma Bandher Vimuchyate Purusho Ramacharitam Shravanir Upadharayan Andrishamsya Parorajan Karma Bandher Vimuchyate Purusho Ramacharitam
पुरुषो रामचरितम्
Shravane Upadharayan Andrishamsya Paro Rajan
अन्विषंस्य परो राजन्
Karma Bandhe Vimuchyate. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. O King Parikshit, anyone who orally receives the narrations concerning the characteristics of Lord Ramchandra's pastimes will ultimately be freed from the disease of envy and thus be liberated from the bondage of fruitive activities. So beautiful purport. Here in this material world, everyone is envious of someone else. Even in religious life, it is sometimes found that if one devotee has advanced in spiritual activities, other devotees are envious of him. Such envious devotees are not completely freed from the bondage of birth and death. As long as one is not completely free from the cause of birth and death, one cannot enter Sanatan Dham or the eternal pastimes of the Lord. One becomes envious because of being influenced by the designations of the body. But the liberated devotee has nothing to do with the body, and therefore he is completely on the transcendental platform. A devotee is never envious of anyone, even his enemy. Because the devotee knows that the Lord is his supreme protector, he thinks, what harm can the so-called enemy do? Thus a devotee is confident about his protection. The Lord says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. According to the proportion of one's surrender unto me, I respond accordingly. A devotee must therefore be completely free from envy, especially of other devotees. To envy other devotees is a great offense, a Vaishnava aparad. A devotee who constantly engages in hearing and chanting, Shravan and Kirtan, is certainly freed from the disease of envy, and thus he becomes eligible to go back home, back to Godhead. So very beautiful purport. It is just by Lord Ram's grace that your discussion also has come to Lord Ram. Otherwise I was thinking what to speak. I have come from the whole mood of Ramayana because of the Ram Katha which we have, and suddenly shifting to Bhagavatam. Prabhuji said you speak something on Ramayana, but I was hesitating. But then because your verse all just was coming there, and suddenly this verse also struck me yesterday evening. So I thought let me just, everything is matching by the divine providence. So Srimad Bhagavatam, in Srimad Bhagavatam specifically, Vyasdev, he tries to glorify all the different avatars of the Lord, including Lord Ram. Shankaracharya has mentioned the Dashavatars, the 10 avatars, and the primary incarnations of the Lord, and one of them is Lord Ram. But when you want to know about Ram, then the Puranas are not the literature for that. You have to refer to Ramayana. So there is Valmiki who has written Ramayana. There is Tulsidas who has written Ramcharitmanas. Then there is Kamba who has written Ramayana again. Like that there are quite about prominent are 6 of them, but around there are 300 versions of Ramayana. So there is Adbhut Ramayana by Vashishta. There is Anand Ramayana, and so on. So there are a lot of them. 5 or 6 are main, from which you have heard most of the stories. Every Ramayana has a different flavor, because probably the story has been told in different yugas and millennial cycles, all those things. Apart from that, the storytelling always has the mood of the author, what he wants to present. For example, we hear the same story, But I may think that, oh, what is most important in this story? Let me tell that. So Valmiki, when he presents anything about Ram, he presumes, puts this condition, that Ram should be seen as a person, as a human being, not God. So his storytelling is of the manner as if Ram is human being. There is a reason to it. Ravan, who is the main demon, the antagonist of the story, he had secured a boon not to be killed by anyone except humans and monkeys. And why did he take that boon? Because he thought that the demigods, the devatas are powerful. The yakshas are powerful, the gandharvas are powerful, the demons are powerful, gods and everything. Humans I don't need to take a boon because they are the humans after all. And monkeys, not a threatening species. Like snake is still threatening, elephant is threatening. We never hear about somebody got killed because of a monkey. You can die because of a buffalo or a horse, but not with a monkey. So he did not take this. So therefore it is very important to understand this first aspect. The approach of Valmiki of Ram is to judge him as a human being. So in every difficult and challenging situation, how best would a human being perform? That is his style of story. Tulsidas, on the other hand, he considers Ram as God as Narayan himself, as Vishnu himself, as Parabrahma himself, the supreme absolute Brahman, all pervading Brahman, who has personified himself as Ram. So he will always have that flavor. So most of the things of Ramayana which you feel very entertaining and you relish, those are from Tulsidas. Because he writes in a very poetic manner and he puts a lot of emotions. Because he is in the sense of glorifying Lord Ram. Valmiki does not glorify Ram. Valmiki is very brutal as far as the storytelling is concerned. Just like Vyasdev is very brutal and very explicit, very unapologetic and very unforgiving while he writes the Mahabharata. Like Bhagavatam is a very forgiving kind of a literature. Parikshit did so much, okay, taken care of. Bhishma made mistakes, taken care of. Kunti, all prayers, it's all about gratitude and love and gratitude, right? Big, like Dhritarashtra, so many other personalities. So big people made great mistakes, but Bhagavatam deals with them in a manner of forgiving, being kind, being benevolent, mercy. That's the approach. But the same author Vyas, when he writes Mahabharata, he takes a very different mode. Because the literature of Mahabharata is meant like that. The greatest of the people doing silly mistakes. The worst of the people sometimes doing good. He does not keep a bias, not to glorify the evil and never undermine the good. No. So what he is Bhishma? So what he is Yudhishthira? If these great people did some mistakes, he will highlight them also explicitly. In the same manner, Valmiki writes Ramayana. So what does this word Ramayana mean? All of you have heard, you have heard Uttarayan and Dakshinayan. So what is Uttarayan? Yeah.
Sun's path.
The sun traveling path.
Yeah.
In a year, twice either north side or south side. The sun is traveling.
So northern solstice and
Yes.
southern winter and summer solstice. So when sun takes the path on the northern direction, that is called Uttarayan. Uttar means north. Ayan means the path traversed by sun in the northern hemisphere. Technically, the sun does not do north and south. It's just because of the angular momentum of the earth and the position. Therefore, it appears that the sun is now going. So in this currents, today, you know what is the time this season? It's Uttarayan. After the Makar Sankranti, we say Uttarayan. So if you see where the sun is rising and the sun is setting, it will be more in the northern path which is traversed. Same thing you see after June, July, you will see that the east and west are different, the angles change. So Ayan is the path which is traversed by the sun, so Uttarayan and Dakshin. So what is Ramayan?
The path taken by Rama.
The path traversed by Lord Ram. That is Ramayana. It is not story of Ram only. It is the story of how Ram navigated his life. The path he chose, the direction he has taken to navigate his life. That word itself gives a lot of meaning to what this book is all about, isn't it? That is this word Ramayana. So Valmiki expects that the reader should be inspired to take the path. Ram is a famous person. Gods are famous. Heroes are famous. There is something called as an auspicious fame and something is an inauspicious fame. What is an inauspicious fame?
Becoming famous for something bad.
That is infamy, right? No. Let's say, is Ravan's fame inauspicious?
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Because he's a
His
demon.
character.
You cannot follow what he did.
No. He's a demon, but his fame is not inauspicious because he exhibits his power. He has that ability. You understand this? He's a demon who has done lot of tapasya, lot of austerities. He has acquired powers and he's exhibiting that. Using in the wrong direction is different. But his fame is real. It's not that he's a pseudo demon and just, someone who has just taken credit of being Ravan, but actually he is not, he has no nothing. That is inauspicious fame. Fame that you don't deserve, which truly does not belong to you, is inauspicious. Auspicious fame means at least you are true to what you are. You are a true demon or you are a true hero. You are true to something. What you are known for, you actually embody that. I hope you understand.
Yes.
Yes.
So in Hanuman Chalisa in the beginning there is this Shri Guru Charana Saroj Raj Nije Mana Mukuru Sudari Varnau Bimal Jas. There is a word Bimal Jas. Bimal means that non-nullified fame. So what is Bimal Jas? Raghubar. What is that? Fame which inspires a person. See, in Sanskrit language, yash means that which comes out of a cause or success. Fame is something which comes out of a cause and it should inspire the cause. I will explain this before we go. There are many people who are famous. You can become famous. Or let's say, here in the United States, you may be seeing NBA. Love, like in India, they love cricket, here NBA. So when you see a good game, how many of you are inspired to play the game? Most of us are like, oh, it was a great game. He did this, you'll analyze, you'll eat your popcorn and drink your soda or beer and that's it. You have no motivation to start exercise and make your body fit and jump and but you are okay to meet Jordan. Jordan, right?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. You're okay to take a selfie with him. And then you become famous. Oh my God, you were with Jordan, yeah. So you became famous by doing nothing. So when I see, what's your name?
Sri Ramakrishna.
Sri Ram Prabhu with Michael Jordan, I'm not inspired to play the game of basketball. You got it? I just feel that, oh, I should also be known like Sri Ram. Everybody knows Sri Ram, he was with Michael Jordan. So this kind of fame is called inauspicious fame. Inauspicious fame always destroys us. It's a burden on the soul. People like Ravan, they were doing inauspicious, but their fame was real. And therefore, they got eventually Ram dealt with them and they got delivered. But you have to have substance in whatever you are, good, bad, ugly. So that is called. So Ram's fame, so first condition that fame must have a cause. Now this is not a cause that I was with Michael Jordan. There's no cause. I just became famous. There's no cause. So fame must have a cause. Okay, why are you famous? Because you did something substantial. Let's say I played the game of NBA. Still that is not sufficient. When the fame of a person inspires you to the cause which made him famous, that fame is called auspicious fame. I hope you are understanding this.
Yes.
Because Ram is famous, but his activity, when you hear, you just don't want to start. Inauspicious fame means what? I'm only concerned with worshipping Ram. That is not how Ramayana is written. When you read Ramayana, it will inspire you to walk that path, Ramayana. And because it inspires you to walk that path, that person must have performed actions in a certain manner that you are inspired to take that. Therefore, the fame of Ram is called as Bimal Jash. Today, most of our fame of Instagram or whatever recognition is all bogus. It is inauspicious. We can become disproportionately famous because of social media. Disproportionately. You can just become famous by likes and views. That is inauspicious. Bimal Jash is that. Hearing whom you want to worship by following that. Not by extra anger, because now I'm a devotee, I should follow Krishna and I should follow Ram. That's not how Ramayana is written. Maybe reading Bhagavatam, you may have that struggle that, oh, I want to follow. But Ramayana is not like that. It is easy. It inspires you. I also want to be like this. That's how it is. I'm just giving some analysis of the word of Ramayana. So, in this purport it is given how Prabhupada is, the translation is saying, one who reads about the characteristics of Ramchandra's pastimes will ultimately be free from the disease of envy, the translation, and thus be liberated from the bondage of fruitive activities. This means that one has to be non-envious as a prerequisite for liberation. So, just some few things of how Ramayana has some episodes where the mood is about not being envious. Of course, those of you who know Ramayana, you know that there was an episode of Kai and Mantra out of envy. Those are special conditions. I'll give you the premise of that. First, Dashrath, King Dashrath was not having any children. So he did a Putra Kameshti Yajna. King Dashrath had 340 wives, out of which 3 were prominent, principal queens. Who were they? Kaushalya, Kaikeyi
Sumitra.
and Sumitra. So after during the Putra Kameshti Yajna, the nectar, or sweet rice or payasam was appeared and that was told to be given to the queens, after which the queens will get pregnant, they will beget sons. So a portion was divided to each of them. So at that time, Sumitra was she had just finished her bathing and she was like drying her hair and something on the terrace, and she took her portion and just kept it. So it explains that one eagle came and took away that portion. Now see, Dashrath was not having any son. Whoever would have taken that sweet rice is going to get a son. See this story from a king's perspective. Imagine, amongst the 3 wives, it is very natural for one wife to feel that, oh, she should only have children, right? Sons. So she will be the main special queen. Now, Kaushalya, Kaikeyi and Sumitra, all 3 are in a way competitor in modern sense. But when they came to know, Sumitra came and told that I have lost my portion to some eagle. Can you help me? So Kaushalya and Kaikeyi, both of them, they gave half of their portions to Sumitra. That is the first premise of how non-enviousness is there. From a queen's perspective, imagine national resources you have to share. Right? Because somebody else says, why will you? Already there is one wife. You want to minimize your... It's a very big prestige situation. Prabhupada is writing, even amongst devotees, people are envious. If one devotee gets more opportunity or progress in some way. First line only is telling, right? Somewhere, 2-3 lines. So many people don't focus on this. It's a very special thing that both the queens gave. They did not think, let one get eliminated. Then we'll see each other. That was the first. From Kaushalya, Ram was born. From Kaikeyi, Bharat was born. From Sumitra came Lakshman and Shatrughna. So when they were born, immediately Ram was put in a cradle, Bharat was put in the cradle. Both of them were very happy. Happy children. Some babies are happy. But Lakshman and Shatrughna, they were crying. They were unhappy kids. So everybody was bewildered. Why is this? So they called for Vasishta, the family guru, and they showed him the charts. Like, is there something can be done? Do they have some past life issues? First of all, we never had a child, and now these two are crying as if it's the end of their life. No sense of reconciliation. So Vasishta said that when he looked at Lakshman, he said, this person is born out of the morsel or the portion which Kaushalya gave. So put this child next to Ram. And then Shatrughna said, this is coming from the Kaikeyi's portion, put it next to Bharat. As soon as the babies were put next to each other, all the 4 became happy. So in the entire Ramayana, Ram and Lakshman are always together. Bharat and Shatrughna are always together. Like in the words of modern physics, quantum entanglement. Connected to each other deeply. So these things give so much sweetness to the structure of Ramayana. So they were always together. Then later, when the time came for their marriage, so Janak Maharaj had a brother Kushadhwaj. Janak Maharaj had two daughters, Sita and Urmila. And Kushadhwaj had two daughters, Mandavi and Shrutakirti. So Sita and Urmila, these two sisters were married to Rama and Lakshmana. Bharat and Shatrughna were married to Kushadhwaj's two daughters, Mandavi and Shrutakirti. So 4 brothers are married to 4 sisters. Now, interesting thing is, see what was there, how these 2 pairs of brothers functioned. When Ram was told to go to the forest by Kaikeyi, now it is explained that Kaikeyi loved Ram more than Bharat. However, despite this condition, and Bharat also loved Kaikeyi more in that sense that because she loves Ram more. He was more happy that way. When Ram had to go to the forest, he told Lakshman that you stay back because there is a calamity which has struck Ayodhya. In my absence, I don't want other people to be in some sense of, there is a political sabotage which has happened here. So Lakshman said, that I cannot do, I have to follow you. And it's impossible for Lakshman to even hear this, that you are going and I am not going, it's not possible. That's why I told you the childhood story. They have to always be together. So Ram said, if you are so devoted to me, you should follow my order. If you love me so much, stay back. Now how can Lakshman override that? So Lakshman very smartly went to his mother, Urmila, Sumitra, and told her, before even he told her anything, Sumitra said, why are you here? You should be with your brother, he is in the great calamity. He said, yes, this is what I want. I wanted you to just formally tell me this. I am anyways going to do that. Why he wanted that? He went to Ram and said, just like you are obligated to the orders of your father, I am obligated to the orders of my mother. I will follow him. So such a sweet relationship. Exactly same was with Bharat and Shatrughna. Always like that. Wherever they will go. If Bharat stayed in Nandigram, Shatrughna will also just serve him. Like that. Urmila, being the wife of Lakshman, see, just imagine this. That except for Kaikeyi, who because of her evil association with Mantra, she got infected for a few moments and the whole Ramayana happened. But look at the relationships of most people. None of them were thinking that one person is gone, I will get an opportunity. There is a reason why Prabhupada is writing that even amongst devotees there is sometimes envy. What kind? Oh, he is going to a different state. Oh, now I will become the head pujari. Something like that. If somebody is moving somewhere and creating space for you, you are happy, let him go. These kind of things happen. Now, when just running small Bhakti Vriksha or small tiny centers, imagine you were running America. What is the level of resource and power you are enjoying? At that level, to function in this manner is almost next to impossible. Mothers kill their children. Children kill their father, their parents. Brothers kill brothers when it's about resources. It's history of all civilizations. European, American, Indian, all these things are happening. So these are very significant things. Ayodhya was the capital of the world. And all these people are functioning this way. These are extremely bewildering things. If you understand how real politics and how personalities work, if you understand your own self, you will understand these things properly. With the depth of what these simple things are. Urmila also did not object to Lakshman. Lakshman had no mandate to go. In fact, Sita could have been the queen. In the absence of Ram, Sita would have got all the sympathy and been the ruler. Isn't that interesting? In politics, people kill family members so that out of sympathy you will become the minister, prime minister or the president. It's happened worldwide if you read histories. Worldwide. Sita did not do that. She had just by default the sympathy. Lakshman did not do that. In fact, Urmila, who is the wife, Sumitra, anyways, that's different. Sumitra is a very unglorified character. Both of her sons were subordinate to two others. Who amongst you wants to do that? Even in the association of devotees. We were doing one program many years ago in Thane. One Mataji said, this time Krishna will be my child only. So other person said, no, my child. So our Sarvabhauma Prabhu, who is our head pujari, he said, this is the exact reason why you are in this material world, because everybody wants to be Krishna. Even in certain ways. You cannot let go of a drama. How will you let go of bigger desires? And just yesterday, Nidhi Mataji was telling me. She told, today or yesterday, in the conversation she was telling that because she runs some program where some neighborhood children are coming. So there are about 10 of them. So everybody wants the role of Krishna. So she said, what performance should I do? I could do Ras Leela. Everybody will get some role. Everybody can be Krishna. But there is a problem. Everybody wants to be the hero. This is what is in a way it's an envy. Sumitra was okay that both her sons are supporting the others. It's an extraordinary character. Extraordinary. Kaushalya, Urmila, being the wife of Lakshman, she did not have regrets. She said, I am happy that you are serving Ram, because she knew as a wife, she knew that these are like inseparable. So my relationship is secondary. I ask all the Matajis, how many of you, if you found your husband is too attached to his brother, how many of you will spare him? No one. Most of you won't be able to, you will have so much grudges. And most of the, I'm not picking on any one of you, but it's a normal cycle. What girls, I got married to you now, why are you still so much attached to your mommy and papa and your brother and this and that? And there are quarrels that you have to listen to me. Things have to go my way. So once they get married, they cannot tolerate that they are second to someone. The wife thinks that I must be the primary. Then your mother, father, brother, everybody is second. Barabar ke nahi, Prabhu? They are the most experienced of us. And last week I have been dealing with the same episode with a newly married couple. And I have been struggling to tell the Mataji, it's just 1 year of marriage, just wait. He has been 25 years with somebody, 30 years, so he will take time to, not separate, but balance out, adjust. He will give some time. So she said, if this happens, I will leave. I told, don't leave. At least tell me before leaving. Anyways. Very nice couple, nothing is going to go wrong, but it's just, you become possessive. Urmila did not do that. Please understand what is Sumitra and what is Urmila. These are extraordinary characters. Without any story, just the very fact that they encourage their husbands, no, you should go. For how many years? 14 years. Not for 1 day or 2 days. Okay, show your affection for 3 days. When you come, I will show my affection. Different way. 14 years. So, just the very premise of Ramayana is like Valmiki, who wrote Ramayana, who used to be actually a very cruel hunter. By the blessings of Narad, he got inspired to do tapasya, and because there was a whole anthill which grew on him because of years of tapasya. To clear off that anthill, Varun Dev, the god of water, personally had to come and pour because it had got so hardened. And he got cleared. So because he was covered with earth and he came from earth, he is also known as the son of Mother Earth. And there was also another person who was born of the earth, who was Sita. So Valmiki and Sita are like siblings. So when Sita was sent back again by Lord Ram for that episode of those of you who know the story, so he told Lakshman to go and go to that ashram. Let the daughter of Mother Earth be with the son of Mother Earth. And that's how they went there. And he took good care of her and so many other things. So anyways, this is just a brief of how Ramayana is connected. When you read these stories of how Ram conducted himself, how Bharat, Shatrughna and all of that, you feel, see, because envy is such a thing, it's a burden for those who possess it. Even if you win in your journey of envy, when you do something and you are successful, by your envy you created your space, still it's a burden. You are not happy with that. So even a demoniac person, when he reads something, he wishes, oh, how good it would be that my life would be such easy. If you just read. Because Ramayana is written in such a manner. Ramayana. The path which is so attractive. All the demons, most of them, except for Ravana, his wife Mandodari, his dear sons, Kumbhakarna, brothers, then Prahasta, is one of his sons, all of them knew that Ravan is crooked and Ram is a great person. In fact, Marich, the golden deer, he also had told Ravan, there is no point challenging Ram. Why are you doing it? He is such a nice, gentle person. A person who has given his throne, given up his throne just to fulfill the order of his father. What a kind of person he could be. Ayodhya was the capital of the world. Just to fulfill the vows given by his father to his one of his wives, Ram went to the forest. So he says, this is an extraordinary man. And then Ravan got so upset. He thought, when Ravan got upset, then Marich thought that if I don't follow him, Ravan will kill me here. It's better to die in the hands of Ram. Prahasta also thought like that. Kumbhakarna also thought like that. Everyone thought like that. There were so many characters. Mandodari also would, of course, Ram will not kill Mandodari, but she was also there. So imagine, people are not dying to just live with you. They are dying to die from you. You have to be something, right? People want to die from your hands. They kill me, kill me, kill me. Anyways, I am a demon. Kumbhakarna also tells, oh Ravan, anyways, you are doomed. Anyways, I'll give you a final hug. Because now I go back, I am not never going to come back. I am going to die in the hands of this glorious person. Saying that he ate 100,000 buffaloes and went in the night. Because he was a demon, nature was there of a demon. But his desire was there to die in the hands of Lord. So no matter what the episode is, when you read Ramayana, your heart becomes unburdened by the very repose of the enemies which we hold on: greed, lust, and what we feel. It's not worth, just let go, let go. It requires courage. When you give up envy, when you give up greed, you are going to lose something. You will lose all those fake positions and fake securities which you have created in the world. But we don't have the courage to lose, right? I'll be unknown. So when you read such stories, you develop the strength to live a life of righteousness. And Ram is just standing behind that curtain. If you have the courage, he's just there. Then you start experiencing the truth. You start relishing the truth. Otherwise you'll be struggling to even extract what is the meaning, what is the meaning. Because if your life is false, you will be relying too much on just the external. So you'll never be able to grasp and grab the essence. So particularly I like this, how Prabhupada is not telling about demons, and in Ram's context he's talking envy of devotees amongst devotees. So I'll stop here. Thank you all very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Any questions or comments?
You said that, Sri Ramji, when you read Ramayana, you're inspired, by him, and, by default, it's a thing which inspires you to, follow. But when someone starts in this, in the beginning, because he's, उनकी जो character वो इतना ज़्यादा, विशाल है, people may also feel, can I even follow him? So how a common person will, understand that no, following something at least will be better than following nothing.
So when we say inspired to follow, does not mean that you will be exactly be able to follow to the fullest extent. Inspired means what? From wherever you are, you will, that calling comes, oh yeah. For example, when you read about Nursing Dev, are you inspired to follow? Means I have no problem with any of the avatars, it's just one and the same. But what can you really kill? How many of you can kill a demon like Hiranyakashipu? You cannot do that. Krishna, you can follow his instructions, but you cannot follow his path. It is almost impossible in Krishna's case. In Ram's case also he does, he kills many demons and so on. But then there is a bigger chunk of his life which relates to us. Who does not have family politics? Who does not have envious people around? Everybody has. Who does not recognize? We all recognize, like Ram recognized who is this, but then how did he choose? So from our position, little by little, once you are inspired, you will take a tiny little step to some degree. And gradually when you start relishing that little step which you take, little, in return of that, what reveals unto you, not as just an understanding, but as an experience of that unburdening of your anartha. With that gap, then Krishna enters and gives you that joy. And then you start feeling, oh, it was just so easy. Let me do it next, one more little. Then you get addicted to follow. We are willing to pay the price. In the beginning, we are not willing to pay the price because we do not value what is going to come after that. We feel that what I am going to lose is of greater value than what I am going to gain if I give up anything. It's all of that. So slowly and gradually, bit by bit, through experience. Krishna says to those who try to, what is that, Nashayami Atma Bhavasto Jnana Dite. Those who sincerely try to approach him. Now that approach is not taking it, sitting in the car on a Sunday, go to Sunday feast. That's not an approach. Approach is in the practice, it's in the attitude. Of course, going to temple, doing some services, that is an approach, but the attitude is the main thing. The approach is not the physical distance in which we do things, or in the volume of which we do things. To those, Krishna reveals the knowledge in the heart. He reveals how he should function. Those small tips and tricks. You may know thousands of shlokas, but which to apply at what time? That's something which God has to reveal. That's why Krishna says, this is all the secret. Means you can have the whole data here. But to relish it, you have to be fine-tuned. So from wherever we are, that little step, we have to take sooner or later. If you want grand experiences in life. Otherwise then we probably will have experiences which are like, it will not be like inauspicious. It will not be like an auspicious fate. Very shallow. Everybody knows you, but you are empty within. The world knows you as the best performer, but you are empty within. That's what happens with celebrities, right? Too much of emptiness.
So how to deal with envy, Prabhu? Because as you said, envy is always there.
And overcoming that is always a challenge. So, how do you cure up envy?
So first of all, see, someone who is very skilled, for such people it is even a bigger problem. One who is not skilled, he can be easy a little bit, it's okay. But once you have some skill, and you see some person with less skill doing something, you feel that you could have done better and this and that. So ego and envy are always like two sides of the same coin. So this thing happens because when we are too absorbed at the bodily level, we consider our qualities as the ultimate definition of our personality. Upadhi or designation. Let's say somebody tells you are a good singer, good speaker, good cook, good painter, good artist or whatever. So these are designations, right? They are not essential part of the soul. They are with the body. So designation in Sanskrit is called upadhi. Upadhi, the actual meaning of upadhi is that which is a self-limiting behavior. So how can you describe your daughter, let's say for example?
Qualities.
So first of all you gave her a name. Now, name does not describe your daughter, it's a reference. So you have already limited her entire existence to a name. Correct? Then we put more definition. Okay, what are you? What work do you do?
Computer engineering.
Computer engineer. So I will say my name is Vilas and I am a computer engineer. So that does not describe you in complete. But you have to be described in certain way. So I give upadhis. So upadhis are basically self-limiting behaviors or self-limiting attributes. Name, quality, this, that. You are not even an engineer. After 5-10 years you will forget everything. All the code also.
Now it's a performance.
After 20-30 years, who knows, there are people who forget their own wives and sons and children. They look, we have one devotee, his father wakes up in the morning and forgets. So every day they have almost 1 hour of exercise to remind him, I'm your son. He only remembers his wife, nobody else. Otherwise it will, who is this stranger here in the room? Like that. So by the time that whole day he's okay, then once he goes to sleep, next day, same person. So how do you define yourself? All these designations are self-limiting behaviors. Unfortunately, we consider upadhis as our main characteristics. That's where the problem is. You truly think that whatever quality you have, that is an essential part of you. No, it is not. Nobody cares for it. The proof is, some other stupid person is also going ahead with all you, and you with all your qualities are just standing here. Right? If these things are happening in the world of yours, what will be in the afterworld? There is no value. So the more we are at the bodily level, we start valuing our qualities, we take it more disproportionately. We take ourselves too seriously. So at least we should begin with that. The more a person is centered on the bodily level, he will be externally driven by all these kind of things. And that eventually takes over. So then a person may, let's say, do good kirtan, but then he cannot stand, be a secondary to some other kirtan. So then the Mahamantra has gone for a toss. It's all about my rights to sing and my ability to sing. So these are the things which every devotee has to take care of sooner or later. Let's say some Mataji are doing some service in temple in the kitchen. Someday someone who does not know to cook so much, but out of enthusiasm he or she will do, you have to, okay. Yeah, correction can be done by the whoever is in charge and all that. But then you see all these kind of things happen. We have seen like when we had joined temple, so there was a discussion also that this person does not even know how to speak. Why should I sit for his Bhagavatam class? So Maharaj would tell, the culture is more important. And you say, if you really don't like somebody else's lecture, then take the Bhagavatam and sit in that class. You keep reading, let him speak. But at least maintain that culture. Because it's not always about you knowing the best thing and the best angle and the best argument. Satsang has its own importance. It's not always having the most amazing viewpoint. Another thing, envy comes out of the sense of competition. And competition means death for spirituality. Remember this. If you have a competitive mindset, spirituality is not for you. You can become a religious hero. The greatest fundraiser, big temples, big community, because it's a kind of sales skill you require to reach out, to preach and all. But if you do that in a spirit of competition, then it's death for your spirituality. So sometimes Prabhupada would engage the younger devotees with full of energy and enthusiasm to compete, to do more book distribution. Let's count the scores, who did how much and all. That was to engage the propensities, and at the same time not just that you are great because you did great. It is just that because you have so much energy, maximize, don't be lazy. So a couple of years ago, in Chapati there was an incident during book distribution which had happened. So ISKCON has this culture, right, to in December we have this book distribution marathon where we distribute books. So every temple gives scores and there is a kind of a competition. Who did how much? So this many did 10,000 books, 20,000. So then our devotees had approached Maharaj then. Maharaj, how do we, if we are focusing on being number one, it's a sense of pride, right? We should do best. So how do we do that? How do we ensure that we don't get infected by this mundane? How does the book distribution does not become just a mundane effort? How to keep it spiritual? So Maharaj said, do your best and pray that somebody else comes number one. Interesting, right? You do your best. So the devotee is saying, if I do my best and I become number one, you do your best but pray that somebody else becomes number one. That was, see, these kind of things don't come in the books, it comes out of experience. When you have real substance you have gained in life. You have to be like that, you have to think like that. So you are doing your best, not so that others will recognize it. No, if Krishna has given me my ability, I'll do my best. People recognize that, that's not my concern. that is auspicious fame. You are not dependent on it. So, if we have that spirit, then we can be non-envious. Other thing, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj says that one of the easiest way to progress in spiritual life is to be happy with somebody else's success. Because how many of you can do very rigid austerities?
Not many.
Not many. So if somebody is doing austerity, you'll be happy with him. Not like, my God, he does that and I will do. Sometimes if you are so addicted to eating prasad, then your wife will also tell, look at him. At least during Kartik, stop this 365 days I am in the kitchen. Be happy with somebody. He can do better than me. It's okay. I will try to help serve this person. He can do book distribution better than me. It's fine. He is getting more mercy. So he said, Maharaj said, if somebody else is getting mercy, just by being happy, you get the exact same mercy. By doing nothing. Like Madhu Mangal and all, what are they? Eating laddus, doing nothing, fat. Having that I am also Pandit. Not very enterprising, but Krishna loved them. Loved him. So it's like that. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, related question. In the real world, it's always opposite, right? You have to be competitive, there's cutthroat competition. So how to practically, your 8 hours of the day you're working and your mind is always in the real world. How do you try to stay in that conscious what you're describing?
Yeah, so modern education and socio-economic structure is totally not favorable to spirituality. That is for sure. Good that at least you can recognize these two needs. One is the socio-economic need which is designed to cut and kill to survive. And spirituality is totally opposite. So, it is certainly a challenge in Kali Yuga. It is certainly a challenge. And in fact, sometimes in the organizations also, you are respected more only if you have the competitive spirit. People will forgive your transgressions because you are bringing resources. At least consciously, someday you should know that this is not good for my spirituality. It may be good for the structure or the environment, whichever you are. It's not good for your spirituality. So sooner or later we have to take steps for ourselves. If I have the ability to not be envious and still excel, do and disappear. Don't wait for the recognition which others will get. That's how you can at least engage, begin like that. But at some point you have to even give up that whole mode of functioning. So let's say till 40, 50 years of time you cannot do that because you are working. But Vanaprastha age is that age that you take serious steps to work on those things. Till middle age, whatever mode of operations I had, whether to work in the office and then in the satsang, then in the temple, I cannot have the same in the retirement stage. It has to change. You have to get into the core things. That is compulsory. That's a must. Otherwise, nothing will happen. Then these things will become just stories. They will never turn into experience. You will not relish the story also. As like Prabhu said, oh, it is too much of a high thing, I cannot do. how many times you will hear a story which you cannot relish? If you cannot participate, you will give it up. So sooner or later we have to do that. One should not take the excuse of one's nature to facilitate or to fan those evil tendencies. Prabhupada designed ISKCON to engage these tendencies. But it is not a facility to grow these tendencies further. It is just that, okay, you are young, dissipate your energy in this manner, that manner, do service, preach, do these things, fine. But then at some point of time you have to know that there is something called dissipating energy and there is something called doing service in the pure intention. These are two different things. Although externally it appears the same. One is karma yoga, one is bhakti yoga. There is so much difference. So we all have to take those steps. Otherwise, your satsang will become religious. Your whole study will become religious. You know things, you know procedures. But it's not, you're not breathing it. So steps have to be taken. And maybe I would say that at least when you all come from office, the first thing you go and take a shower. Or even if you are working from home, when you're done with the work, take a shower. To disconnect, water has two properties. The external is what it can clean. The internal thing is it purifies. It resets the system. Take a shower. It is essential. All the negative things of they always, the vibrations are on the shoulders, on the elbows, knees and ankles. All the joints, they carry the maximum subtle stress. When you bathe, it releases. These are external techniques of doing. Then do some puja. You have to reset your system and know that, okay, I have worked like this for 8 hours, now I have to change. It's a struggle. Yeah.
Prabhu, one question.
See, there must be some part of your spirituality which you are doing only alone. In the sense that not everything can be a collective effort. I will eat together, I will sleep together, I will chant together, I will dance together. It can become a competitive thing within that and measure constantly. Some part you have to evaluate yourself. It will be 15 minutes. You, yourself, and God. There must be some component. Otherwise you will never get time to reflect. You will be part of a collective psychology and that keeps driving here and there. It's not always wrong, but some part should be reflective.
One question. Is envy always bad? So is there any...
Is envy always bad?
Yes. In sports and academics, we know that there is a healthy competition all the time. So
in sports
as well. So one sportsman is doing something, I would like to be a better sportsman than him. So similarly, is there any in the religious, in the spiritual line, is there anything like one devotee is doing something, so I'd like to do more than him. So is there any kind of healthy enviousness in the spiritual world?
So that is not envy. See, being inspired to do something, like when you say Ramayana, being inspired to follow the path of Ram, that is not envy. Somebody is a nice performer of sports and you feel, oh, I also have that capacity, let me also maximize it. See, in sports and academics, genuine academics, like in the scientific community, mostly scientists, they don't envy each other because they are so integrated in the knowledge itself, their hunger is to expand the knowledge, the domain. So if they have reached to some stage and then they find out that, oh, you have discovered something more, they take pride. He has taken forward the knowledge. That culture is there in academics. Healthy competition. Not based on envy, it's based on discovery, based on performance. So even a genuine player also, we see. like at least in India, I have heard about interviews of some extraordinary cricketers who say that even at the helm of their affairs of success and numbers, they say, soon somebody else will come and take over all my records. It's okay. After all, it's a game. So that is saying, but then when he feels that somebody is taking over and scheming not to put him in the selection for the next game, you can stop success in so many ways. Sabotage somebody's career. If Michael Jordan wants, he may be in some set of committee to destroy somebody's career. If he wants, he could probably do it. Or he could be a genuine sportsman who relishes the game because his loyalty is towards the game, not towards his records. So it is possible. So let's say healthy competition. Now that is not even competition, it's not called competition. It is performance. That you have set a standard, I have put that as a benchmark. I will also try and then I succeed. So in such a case, even if you succeed, the person is happy that you succeeded, and the one who has succeeded, he does not feel that he has become greater than that person. Like that. Because it is not driven by envy. When it is driven by envy, both these conditions are not satisfied. So it is not possible, basically.
I have a question. One thing.
In envy, if you succeed also there is fear. Because you feel nobody else will do this again. But if you succeed without envy, you have gratitude, even though you have become greater than that. That's the difference.
So how to balance, so let's say I have no envy and I'm very humble. Some person is very humble. But how does he manage being humble and not becoming a pushover and getting burnt out? So,
so this is more of an organizational issue. Humility is not something where you allow people to take undue advantage of yourself. But at the same time, you must have that a person should have that maturity to understand that my formula, I'll tell you what my formula is basically. In my personal life, if I see that, let's say somebody, it happens with everyone. Sometimes you have a leader or a person or a devotee or somebody or even just a friend. If somebody is taking advantage of me individually to some degree, I take it in that manner that as long as it's just about me managing and it's not affecting anybody else, so then it is all about my ego, whether I like it or not. So I take it in a way that I should take that exercise to manage my ego here. Because otherwise, how will you manage? If everybody is very good to me, how will I ever know whether I have ego or anything? Because you all are perfect. I also need some people who will provoke me for me to understand what are my limitations, correct? So when it is not affecting anybody, and it's all about you, you can measure if it is not threatening your existence or your life So I personally do it and I take it as much, I try to expand my limit of that because it's a personal exercise. But suppose I'm in a position where I have 50 people under me and that thing is going to affect so many others, then I deal with it in that manner. So in either case, a person can do this or that. In either case, that person is humble in a manner because he is not serving his ego in the either case. The action could appear humble or not humble. But humility is an emotion. You can behave in a certain like Hanuman was very humble. But that's not how he comes out, right? He burned Lanka in humility. That's not how it comes.
thank you.
act where you need to, but see you're not feeding the ego.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Question. So, how to maintain an innocence in bhakti? So, when we initially start spiritual journey, our bhakti is very innocent. Not innocent like we all focus on doing the good things, like everything around us seems good, all the devotees seems, oh, they're very nice, they're so kind. But as we slightly progress, we started seeing that more. So, how to maintain the innocence around spirituality?
So don't take anything too seriously around you. Don't overrate the good, don't underrate the bad. Don't take too seriously. Okay. Nice, it's a nice facility, do satsang, do your best, do your seva. Finish it there. Don't invest in the emotion of who and why, how they are doing. Unless it's the need of your service. Suppose you are leading, you may have to decide things based on someone's abilities and qualities and nature. If you are not in that role, don't waste your emotions there. For leader, it's a very big challenge because eventually they get destroyed. Invariably, I have seen for devotees, very few of them survive unless a person is introspective and deeply rooted. It's difficult. But if you are not in that position, just don't bother yourself. So you know that somebody is a bit crooked, somebody is a bit manipulative, somebody is intentionally manipulative, somebody is just so stupid, they don't know why they are doing, all flavors are there. So that mind will tell you, the designations will attach. This is stupid, this is good, this is good, this is so good. But then don't bring the emotion to that. When you attach the emotion, everything gets spoiled. It's essential. We need to know somebody. We need to know each one's nature to function in a group and adjust with that. But that should not get as an emotional burden. Don't take anything too seriously. Take the seva seriously. Take the satsang seriously. That's it. It's a joke going on in this world. Everybody thinks that what they think is the best thing. After 100 years, none of us will be here. Our homes will be taken by somebody else, whom probably you hate. Nothing of yours will remain. Then we are all beating our chest, thinking that it's all, in Hindi we call tamasha, drama. Even the good is worthless, even the bad is worthless. Everything is just worthless. The only worthwhile is somehow in this whole chaos you can, if you have developed some attachment to the holy names or some satsang and these qualities, then it's all okay. Otherwise there is no value to what you have acquired and there is no value to what you have lost. Even your own family members don't take you seriously. If you are thinking the world will take you seriously, no one will take you seriously. So we'll stop here? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Because I won't be able to sing. Because if I try to stretch, I will start coughing. So, I'm sorry, unfortunately my health just spoiled this morning only. A little bit.
Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Bhaktavrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Who's that?
Mahi go.